Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 8, The Well. I'm your host, Dom. With me, I have Michael.
Hi. I was reaching my hand out for something and I got denied.
Oh.
Denied.
Yes. Clio.
Hello.
How are you guys tonight?
Don't know what that was.
Are you swatting flies?
Yes. I'm done.
I'm not.
Confused. He's not done. So, coming out of the Avengers, coming out of Thor, the Dark World,
Yes.
were you guys disappointed that the tie-in was not the overly happy giant cat monster from Jotunheim?
No, I actually thought this was pretty cool.
Was I disappointed? Yeah, I was disappointed it wasn't the cat monster, but it was still cool, like Cleo said.
Although I was confused because it wasn't necessarily an object that we saw specifically in Thor. Like, I thought the tie-in would be a little bit more... It is something we saw in the movie.
Right.
You know, not just, oh, hey, we're cleaning up after, and then this thing happens that happens to be Asgardian.
Right. So, what do you think is going to happen with those pieces of spaceship that they were cleaning up? They're obviously cataloging them. They're putting them in the box. There's one particular piece that Ward takes himself and sprays it down and sticks it in a container that looked very similar to the container that the Tesseract was stored in. So, what do you guys think is going to become of that, if anything?
I mean, all of this S.H.I.E.L.D. cataloging, putting away of this dangerous stuff is all building towards something that's going to fall apart soon. Whether it's in this show or in Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D. is holding a lot of dangerous stuff, and that's going to backfire on them.
Yeah, I agree on that one. And, I mean, the item that Ward took didn't really seem like anything special. It looked like a bearing or who knows what, just a minor construction, structural piece of the ship. But I think that's just the protocol with all the items. They spray it down, whatever the hell that stuff was, and box it. And
all the other pieces, it looked like they were just collecting and throwing into a bin that Sky was carrying around.
No,
Yeah,
what they were doing was
non-alien pieces that they were sorting through.
Simmons was doing a scan on all of it.
It was just the one piece that was alien tech.
Yeah, she was doing
the way they shot that, though, it was a close-up of that piece. Makes me now think that maybe it's more important than we might guess.
That's possible. Down the road.
To me, they don't film a scene for no reason, and they made sure to make special attention to that particular piece.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to come back to bite them.
Eventually.
So we've kind of seen some characters from S.H.I.E.L.D. or from the movies cross over into S.H.I.E.L.D. Do you think we're ever going to see S.H.I.E.L.D. cross into the movies?
Well,
I think so.
Again, I mean, we saw S.H.I.E.L.D. cross into the movies before the show constantly, but they're probably going to see it cross into the movies again. Definitely with Captain America, because he's going to be working with Black Widow a lot in that movie, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And she's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Well, do you think we're going to see the immediate Coulson? Like, we're going to see Coulson, I guarantee you, on at least the next Avengers movie. But do you think we're going to see the rest of his team in that movie as well? Even if they don't have a big part, do you think they're just going to be standing in the background somewhere?
A small part, I would say that's definitely plausible and logical. It's like an all-day Doctor Who marathon today, and was it the end of time? And you get literally a cameo by every spin-off character. So I really hope that something like that happens in Avengers.
Yeah, it'd definitely be nice. So while they're doing the cleanup, they're talking about how they are not necessarily gods, that they're aliens, and stuff like this, and stuff that we actually just kind of discuss over in our Thor 2 podcast. So if you guys have not seen that yet, definitely go check it out. But Sky makes a comment about Thor being a dreamboat, or that he's dreamy or something.
He's so dreamy.
And Coulson was like, yeah, he's a pretty handsome dude, and then Agent May comes over and is like, no,
Oh,
he's dreamy.
He's dreamy.
So, is Thor really that dreamy?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the only non-Y chromosome in this conversation. Is he that dreamy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, is he that dreamy?
I don't know, Dom, you tell me.
I mean, it doesn't have to do with my chromosomes. It has to do with my orientation.
Okay, that, too. Orientation. Sorry.
Hey, and I will say when our chick is hot, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Felicia
say
Day.
when it... Okay, fine. I do have a habit of saying when a dude is hot. You're right, yeah. Thor is a piece of man hunk. He is...
Sorry, John. I love you.
I think he's realized this by now.
He just did the little
I know.
eyeballs. I don't know how to... Anyway.
Why do you think Simmons is avoiding phone calls from her parents?
She doesn't want to have to admit that she's had a really tough week.
I don't think she wants to admit that she jumped out of a plane willingly with no parachute.
Seems to be a lot more than just what's going on at S.H.I.E.L.D. I think she's using that as her excuse not to talk to them.
Yeah.
She's probably using the it's classified excuse so she could avoid talking to them. And why? She doesn't seem like she'd have weird. I don't know. Maybe her parents are tyrants.
Or maybe it's the kind of relationship she has with her parents that she can't lie to them. And that if she's going to have to tell them that she got sick and then they're going to worry. And she doesn't want to have to deal with that while she's still dealing with, okay, I'm still alive and I'm not dead. You know, she's still dealing
That's a
with
very
that.
good point. I think that might actually be the case. I'm gonna back you up on that one. So.
That's a good thought.
So we see two Norwegians, or Narnians as I like to call them, find an Asgardian weapon, and it kind of gives them this power of super strength and whatever. So do you guys think that they're somehow linked with the Centipede Project?
At first, I thought that they themselves were linked to it because they're random people, so it seems, looking for alien technology that gives you super strength. This is kind of what the Centipede, like we were introduced in the pilot episode to the Centipede giving somebody super strength. So, I mean, if it's a source for them to add to this little cocktail of superpowers they're trying to make, then yes, I could have seen it. I mean, it's revealed, 5 minutes later, that they're like some cult who want to become the next Norse gods or something like that.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're a cult.
I got the cult feel.
Okay, maybe cultish, but they don't. I think they just want to be able to fight off these, super powered aliens who've come, to Earth, and they think that these superpowers are threatening themselves and their way of life or whatever, and they want to say, hey, back off, because we're super too.
We're super too. We're the not as incredible Hulk because we're not green.
Yeah.
Because pretty much that's what happens. They turn into angry rage monsters, just not green rage monsters.
Yeah.
And not completely indestructible.
What about the forest ranger? He seemed more concerned with that tree than his buddy that was just Hadoukened into next week.
I think were they brothers or twins? They looked like incredibly similar to each other.
But again, his buddy just got punched and there was probably a sonic boom from his body going flying away.
Yeah.
And he was more upset that they cut down a tree.
Did we watch the same scene? He was crying over his friend.
No, he was more upset over the tree.
No, he was crying over his friend and then said, how could people do this? He was upset over the tree because obviously they love that preserve, and that's why they work there.
I got the same impression that he cared more about the tree than the guy.
Yeah, it came across that
they do this, but then he wasn't crying over the tree. He was crying over his friend. I thought it was his brother.
Yeah, maybe I missed I didn't see him crying over the body or anything like that.
I interpreted it entirely over the tree.
His body got taken away. They were questioning him over the next to the tree. Like, I think the other guy's body got taken away.
Yeah, I may have been a little out of it because when I watched this episode, it was somewhere around 5 a.m. yesterday.
Okay.
So he's good.
Yeah. It's when I got done rendering these shows. So, who did you think that the professor was after seeing him attempt to take a piece of the Berserker staff? Did you think he was part of the that cult, or did you think something else?
I just thought he was an idiot.
Yeah. Initially,
it's like you couldn't have gotten a better bag to fit that motherfucker in because you're just walking past the guys who want the staff with the staff sticking out of your incredibly small duffel bag.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a really dumb intellectual.
I'm like conspiracy, not trying to fit these centipede people because they're like our major villains so far, and I want to see more of them. So I'm thinking, well, maybe he's working for them, if not those two Norwegian people. Oh no, wait, he's just an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think there's any centipede connection in this.
Yeah,
episode.
I know. I was trying to find it, but
unless it's revealed later, but I don't think in this one.
Yeah, there's definitely none given flat out, but it could be that the cult is working in tandem with Centipede. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure. But what about when the professor was revealed to be Asgardian? Did you see that one coming at all?
That was nice.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't have pegged him as an Asgardian, but you know what? They've only showed Asgardian warriors who are like warriors of legend and stuff like that.
And they're all dreamy looking.
He was a stonemason who volunteered to be a warrior. He basically, volunteered for the army. Basically.
3 square meals. And
so
a chance to travel.
I mean, it's nice that he was basically an Asgardian commoner.
Yeah.
Still,
we haven't really seen before, which is nice.
Still superior to humans in every way, shape, and form, but
I wouldn't say
that. It's kind of a ballsy move for them to just run in there and stab him with a knife.
Didn't they stab him with a staff?
No, I'm talking about Coulson and Ward.
Oh yeah.
Knife. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even Coulson said, "I'm glad that worked. If not, this would have been awkward."
This would have been really embarrassing.
You would have just stabbed a guy on our interrogation room.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That explains how he picked up the staff and wasn't that affected by it.
Yeah. So later on, you see he gets his heart stabbed, whatever, and Ward's got to keep his hand in there to keep it from bleeding out or whatever the case may be, from completely rupturing. Coulson, yeah, sorry. Like, what did you think of that whole thing? I thought it was kind of ironic that we had Coulson, who had the same thing practically happen to him.
I think that was the point.
Yeah.
It
was intentionally ironic.
Yeah, because Simmons was freaking out. She couldn't figure out. She's like, I don't know his biology. I don't know what to do. And so Coulson's just like, all right, fine. Sticks his hand right in there. What am I looking for?
And I think Coulson knows just how precious every second is when you have a wound like that.
Yeah.
So he knew if he didn't act then, he probably wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of flashbacks from Agent Ward in this episode, and we saw some little boy drowning at the bottom of a well. We saw another kid tell him if he dropped the rope that he was going to throw him into. What was that whole scene about?
Well, Ward said that was the first time he felt real rage towards another person. And the whole time I thought Ward was the kid in the well that was drowning.
That's what I thought too.
I think that's the effect. That's what they tried to give off at first.
And yeah, I mean, it ended up him being the kid with the rope, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's just, I might not have thought so much that he was the kid in the well if they didn't keep showing like point of views from the bottom of the well.
Right.
when it was revealed that he was the other kid, I was just like, wait, what? Not that I necessarily think that it should have been done better, but I don't think it was done the best way it could have been done.
It seemed like there was a lot of guilt on Ward's part there.
Yeah.
More guilt than rage, unless, I don't know.
My mom thinks that the kid in the well died, and Ward was not able to save him.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
That's why it's such a rageful moment for him.
So he's raging at the kid that told him not to throw the rope in.
But he did it anyway.
Right. So, do you think we're going to end up seeing the conclusion of this anytime soon? Do you think we're going to see it this season, or?
I think definitely this season.
I don't know if soon, but it'll definitely come out this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Agent May? She was able to control the staff, and she put it down, and it did not seem like she was affected by this rage.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Like, it affected her, but
you could see she was affected. She's just so fucking good at controlling her emotions that
But Ward also asked, how did you control all three pieces, basically the full staff? And she says, I see it every day. So my question is she like permanently in some state of rage like that?
I think that Ward said it was something he hadn't thought about in a very long time. So Ward pushes that really deep inside of him. He doesn't think about it. And May can't help but think about it all the time.
So basically she picks up the staff and I'm like, no, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
You can see in the way she moves and the emotions on her face that it is affecting her. But she has complete control over herself.
Yeah, you just give... who is already, out of all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, she's probably the most deadly in hand-to-hand combat.
God, she's the most deadly in anything.
I think they've mentioned that she's their best close combat fighter.
If any of their looks could kill, it would be May's.
Yeah.
I don't want the death glare from her.
But basically, they give her an object that makes her super powerful and ragey. And she already has, like, how many, black belts numbering in the double digits, probably.
Yeah. So nobody who stood against her stood a chance.
What about that final scene with her when she walks into her hotel room? Ward's kind of looking there. She leaves the door open and she's got a bottle of what appeared to be wine with her.
It looked like Hennessy to me.
Yeah, it looked like some kind of hard liquor. That was no wine.
What's that? What's that green bottle with the red seal on it, the wax seal on it? Tankiri, is that tequila? What's Tankiri?
No idea.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's alcohol.
Right.
If it was Tanqueray, that's gin.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was a bottle of gin.
Alcohol.
Like I said, it
was a bottle of hard liquor.
It was 5 in the morning when I watched it, so this was the end of the episode, so it was closer to 6 in the morning. I was delirious.
Okay.
So
bottle of hard alcohol leaves the door wide open.
So was that Ward that walked in there? Or
yes.
Or was it Coulson?
It's Ward. This was clearly, we went through the same trauma, let's get drunk and fuck. That's all that was. No big deal.
No big deal.
I have a strange feeling that is exactly what it was.
But big deal.
No big deal, but it's a big deal.
Yeah.
He'll make it a big deal. Ward will make it a big deal.
I don't know. It's just a big deal. That's all.
I don't know.
I think they're gonna try to like comfort each other in like this shared pain they have. I want to know what May's was. I want to know what it was.
Yeah, me too.
We'll find out. We'll find out eventually.
May is the best character ever. So,
right after that, we have probably my most favorite topic in the history of this show.
Hey,
Coulson's dead? What? I had no idea.
We see Coulson having a nightmare about the time that he spent in Tahiti. The lady giving him a back rub kept saying Tahiti is a magical place.
Oh, I want to just point out here, I got a Dollhouse flashback from that. Yeah. Because Coulson wakes up and goes, did I fall asleep? And then she says, for a little while, which is what they said to every doll when they woke up. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is Whedon doing?
Twist. S.H.I.E.L.D. has a dollhouse.
That's what I was thinking too. That they have their own form of the Dollhouse where they're reprogramming people.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Coulson.
I mean,
And
Fox canceled Dollhouse, so, you know.
my mind was going, and it was like, you know, because usually the dolls would wake up like, did I fall asleep for a little while? Can I go now? If you like, and they'd get up and walk away. This is more like, you're like, yeah, for a little while, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, is Tahiti a magical place, or is the Dollhouse a magical place?
Oh, I have no idea.
We will have to find out as the series progresses.
But I'm very, like, that got me even more. Like, I am now completely not, I don't care. They can mention that he died. I just want to know what the hell is going on.
I'm more interested to see if it's a Dollhouse than if he died or not. I don't care.
Yeah,
I stopped caring 5 episodes ago. I don't care anymore.
I had a fan seizure. I was like, oh my god, it's Tahiti.
Yeah, as soon as they show Tahiti, I'm like, wait, is he back in Tahiti
as soon as,
or is this a flashback?
As soon as they showed Tahiti and she said it's a magical place, I literally rolled my eyes and I almost rolled over to go to sleep. But I was like, no, we have to talk about this, so I actually have to watch it. So, yeah. So, next episode is called Repairs. And it says, Coulson and his team are haunted by a mysterious force that threatens to destroy them all. Surprise fucking surprise. And only a secret from May's past can save them. So here you go, Chrissy. We are finally getting some background story for May.
About time. I mean, it's the first season. We're not even halfway through it, so I mean,
right.
You can't expect to have background on every major character.
I just want information. Give me everything.
All of it. You want all the information.
Find out what that trauma was in her past.
I want to know.
I do too. I'm so curious.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. All right. So, any final statements from you guys?
Wait, guys, hold on. I think Coulson's dead. I'm tired. I want to go sleep. It's enough. It's a lot of podcasting today, guys.
Clio, where can the people find you?
You can find me at most social media and Twitter and stuff at Cliomoto, Cliomoto, and you can find me on YouTube at LIOSMFVIDS.
And in 5 minutes, you can also find her in bed. Michael, where can the people find you?
Don't come find me though.
Well, Dom, they can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, THILLADREN.
Are you gonna be creeping into Cleo's room to wake her up in the middle of the night?
Considering I have to get past quite a few other people, and her brother will be looking at me like, Mike, what the fuck are you doing here? And her brother's girlfriend will be like, hey, Mike, wait, why are you here?
You just knock on her window.
Right, because I'm going to climb up to, the 3rd floor and knock on her window? I'm a shitty climber.
Seems legit. You can find me on Twitter at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. And you can find us all on Facebook and YouTube.com/ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows and or movies. Go watch Thor 2. We just did the podcast. Go watch it. Watch it now.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
Not the movie, our podcast. Don't just watch our podcast.
God damn it, Umi.
Don't watch the movie.